Attention, everybody. The President of the United States has something to say about the coronavirus. Please listen up to what he has to say. Mr. President.
Additional cases in the United States are likely, but healthy individuals should be able to fully recover. And we think that will be a statement that we can make with great surety now that we've gotten familiar with this problem. They should be able to recover should they contract the virus. So healthy people, if you're healthy, you will probably go through a process and you'll be fine. Since the early...
Wait, could you repeat that, Mr. President?
But healthy individuals should be able to fully recover. And we think that will be a statement that we can make with great surety now that we've gotten familiar with this problem. They should be able to recover should they contract the virus. So healthy people, if you're healthy, you will probably go through a process and you'll be fine. Since the early stages...
What did he say?
But healthy individuals should be able to fully recover. And we think that will be a statement that we can make with great surety now that we've gotten familiar with this problem. They should be able to recover should they contract the virus. So healthy people, if you're healthy...
Healthy people, if you're healthy...
you will probably go through a process and...
You'll probably go through a process.
And you'll be fine.
And you'll be fine.
Since the early stages of the foreign outbreak, my administration has taken the most aggressive action in modern history to confront the spread of this disease. We moved very early. That was one of the decisions we made that really turned out to be a lifesaver in a sense, big lifesaver. On January 31st, I imposed travel restrictions on foreign nations who had, and anybody that had been to China or people coming out of China. And I want to say that China seems to be making tremendous progress. Their numbers are way down, and if you read Tim Cook of Apple said that they're now in full operation again in China.
If you read the prophets in the Bible, they don't really think the things that you're saying, Mr. President. I see Eugene 12 in the chat. He says the Lord Jesus Christ is the lifesaver, the only one. Oy, Mr. Trump. So I thought it was interesting that he said, to the healthy people, you'll probably go through a process and you'll be fine. Don Pratt says, is he kidding? We just had our first death. And Homestead, Wyoming says, hi, Joe in chat. Major Ola says, wow, Joe went to Washington. Yes, I'm representing as well as I can. I had to beat up the vice president in order to stand here, though. He didn't mind. Let's listen to the president for a minute.
The numbers are way down. Experts now agree that the decision to move so quickly, despite a lot of opposition on that decision, was a wise one. It greatly slowed the spread of the virus to the United States, and it really gave us time to do some of the critical moves that we've done. And it allowed these great professionals to get together and figure it all out. And we think they've done that. We've taken the most aggressive actions to confront the coronavirus. They are the most aggressive taken by any country. And we're the #1 travel destination anywhere in the world, yet we have far fewer cases of the disease.
Mr. President, how many people have you tested for the disease? Oh, because just yesterday I think it was only 450 people. You know what? I got a comment on a couple things here. Major Ola says, I believe it is part of the plan to eliminate paper currency. You know what? I have to say that I think it's high time that people start to believe what Paul said and to try to understand what Paul said to the Ephesians about our adversary, about who we struggle against. So what I would say to that Major Ola, I would say, what plan? And whose plan is it? Because it's not a plan that any men have to do, like, men want to get rich, I'm sure, and there's like Bilderbergers and all these things. There's people that get together and try to control things, but what I'm talking about is not talking about like being killed, like physically. I'm talking about eternally. That's what I'm talking about. And that's where we don't struggle against flesh and blood in that fight. So the currency, that's, I think, just the way that the direction it's going to go is that direction on its own. And I mean, even the coronavirus is an example of how that could come about. You know, these types of things, disease and handling paper money and passing it back and forth. Brandy Montoya says, are you doing the Buzz Aldrin face? No, today I'm Vice President Mike Pence's replacement. Why in India there are no corona? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if that's the case or not. Anyway, that was about all I wanted to say. I just didn't want to come on here for too long. I just it was really interesting what he said right about let's see, where was it? Right about here, I think.
With great surety, now that we've gotten familiar with this problem, they should be able to recover should they contract the virus. So healthy people, if you're healthy, you will probably go through a process and you'll be fine.
There's a storm coming, guys. And it's not from men. That's the biggest thing that I would want to say to people. I see everyone. Kind of an example is when people say they have a plan to do this or they have a plan to do that. I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, here's an example. Chemtrails. People say that they're spraying us with heavy metals and no, it's different than that. It's technology. When you take air and you shove it through a jet engine, that's what happens. Those trails and the whatever, I don't know how much evidence there is even of them being heavy metals. And if there's heavy metals, you have to think about it a little bit. There's a lot of surfaces of a jet engine, and the materials being used for the turbine and things, they do eventually wear, don't they? I mean, like you wouldn't fly a jet engine forever, or a same turbine forever. I'm sure its sharp edges kind of get rounded a little bit and deteriorates a little. And I don't know. That's just an idea. But what I'm saying is, there's not. I mean, I'm sure there's like experiments and NASA put some lithium up in the upper atmosphere. There's these things that they openly admit doing, but there is not a conspiracy of a bunch of planes flying around chemtrailing. This is just jets. This is just what they do. Hey, Allie Lyons and Anthony Dickinson. Good to see you guys. What it is, Majorola says, look at the sky. We can't possibly last much longer. No sun, and by the way, have you looked at the stars in front of the chemtrails? Is it cloaked, or are they fallen angels? It's part of the war in heaven. Let me just explain it just with my own words. In Enoch, chapter 18, he sees the treasuries of the winds. And it happens to be the four winds is actually what holds the heavens up. It holds the heavens, or it's the pillars of heaven. The four winds are the pillars of heaven. So if we mess around where we're not supposed to, Flat Earth Warrior says the Book of Enoch is satanic. Good luck with that one. Jesus referred to the Book of Enoch. I don't think it's satanic. Mr. VTH, good to see you. And also the Flat Earth Warriors, good to see you. And Timothy, good to see you. Yeah, I was just in the press room with the president. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's the war in heaven. Pam Champion, good to see you. Gabby the Cat, good to see you. Okay, so I'm gonna comment on Gabby the Cat's comment. She said, I photoed 3 planes spraying my town and sent it to the local news desk. We had a clear blue sky. They turned the entire town gray. Yep, I've seen that myself. Like, it just starts off as like a trail and it spreads out. Within a couple hours, it looks more like what I got here. No, it just blankets the sky. But what I want to analyze what's happening in that situation. So you saw those 3 planes, and they flew over and left a big trail or whatever, and then it kind of spread out. What I'm trying to say is that that's not the... Okay, let's go all the way to the pilots of the plane. They're just pilots of a plane. They're not hitting a button that says spray, spray. They're not doing that, okay? There's different air traffic. Like if you live anywhere near airport, you're going to see traffic low coming in from all around. You're going to see them coming in and bringing their altitude down to get to the airport. And then you'll see them flying over the airport too. You'll see them just passing by, like they're not stopping at the airport. And you get different weather and everything. And yes, there's definitely strange plumes coming out of the back of these jets. But when Enoch saw the 4 winds, and then think of in Daniel when he said people would be moving to and fro. So I'm just thinking about that. Like jets. Excuse me. Excuse me. Jet airplanes. Just the technology of a jet engine or a rocket engine is it's kind of like it's messing with actual reality, with nature. Actually, let me see if I can find a picture. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I saw it earlier today, but I have a picture of a jet somewhere breaking the... I think I might know where it is. breaking the sound barrier. Oh, I thought it was right there, but it's not. I'm just gonna figure out where I was here. Because in this image, you can really see something happening. You guys know what I'm talking about when a jet flies and breaks the sound barrier, and it's like, boom! You get the sonic boom. Let me just see if I can look in a couple places where I recently was. I really don't know, but I know it was towards the end of the... Oh, wait, maybe I do know. But it's just, you know what it actually is? The kings of the earth, in the visions that John and Daniel had, they saw these kings, and they both said they were horns, and they watched these things fly up to the stars and cast the stars down. John called the one dragon, and I'm still looking here. It might be looking a while. I haven't seen this, or I haven't used this image forever, and I don't know. I could probably go do a screen share and show you one sooner. Let me just look a couple places. Basically, well, here, I'll just show you this. This is just, whoa. That's not what I was trying to do, sorry. Oh boy, that's going to be a mistake. Let me try that again. A rocket engine. Actually, I got a better image than that. Sorry, guys. A rocket engine. It's destroying it's fighting with the four winds. That's what it's doing. Same with the jet engine. And people are like, oh, well, that doesn't really explain anything. It's fighting with the winds. That's how jets stay up. No, I'm talking about angels. Fighting with angels. And I'm not saying I understand why the plume happens like that or something. What I'm saying is that this is a sign in the heavens. And yes, it's caused by men flying jets, but it's not men that are doing some evil plot. That's the point that I would hope people could take away from these things. I mean, here's just an image of, this is a close-up image of a Falcon 9. That's 9. See those 9? See the bells going around there? There's 9 engines there, and you can kind of see how each one is. Let me get you another image. So I know that that's not really what this stream was about. It was more about what Trump was saying. But I think if we're smart, and not smart, I think if we believe the testimony of Jesus, which is the book of Revelation, if we believe that, what does it say happens in there? It says that the world was deceived by a beast and a dragon, and they were worshiping the beast and the dragon. And there was someone with a loudmouth that blasphemed God's tabernacle and those who dwell in heaven. And I'm saying, oh, well, there's another thing in Ephesians 6:12, that verse I'm always referring to, when it said, when Paul says, we don't struggle against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and the rulers of the darkness of this world. Let me just see if I can pull up what I think that is. And I don't really think it's even like a theory. It's actually something that we could have a debate about, and I don't think anyone would probably choose the other side once I show you what I'm talking about. The ruler of the darkness of this world is right here. Oops, looks like my screen's a little big there. This is SpaceX Dragon. What is it in? It's in darkness, right? I see darkness when I am looking. Are you guys looking? Okay, it's going to be docking with the space station. Dragon. Okay, I have something else to show you. I'm not going to be on here for too long, just till probably like another 10 minutes or something. This coronavirus, you could almost say that it is because of jet engines and because of rocket engines that any of these viruses can come here. I'm not saying they're coming in on rockets. What I'm saying is this is a spiritual thing. That's what I believe. And the reason why I believe that is because in the book of Revelation and in Ezekiel I'm learning, and it doesn't, not so much in Daniel, he didn't describe this very much, but in Revelation certainly there was a group of people that believed one thing and the world believed another thing, and so there's kind of a battle going on there, and the people that believed one thing couldn't be harmed by the plagues and the famines and the pestilences. And it happened to be the ones that were not worshiping the beast and the dragon. So the ruler of the darkness of this world is right on the screen. And like, would anyone actually argue with that in the chat? Anyone? I'm not saying I'm trying to argue. I'm just saying, does it not make sense when I say that SpaceX Dragon is the ruler of the darkness of this world? Because where else is darkness? Tell me where else is darkness. On screen share. Okay, I will, Allie. Thank you. Check out Major's video on screen share. Oh, on screen share right now? I'm going to try to get out of here in about 5 minutes. Look at that. You can kind of see the dragon through me. Weird. I'm like an astronaut. Okay, so landing rockets. This is a sign in the heavens. This is a sign that we were foretold about this. And I'm actually just trying to fix something. Okay. We were told about this in the book of Revelation, and now it's come to pass. And yeah, I don't know how to say it. Let's see here. Okay, you might want to turn your audio down a hair. For some reason, I can't do that. Never mind. I deleted the thing that I was thinking of doing, but I don't need to do it. Let's see here. Things like this. Things like this. The darkness of this world. Look at it. You can see behind me. That's kind of different. It must be my shirt. It's too close to the color of the green screen or something. I'm just looking at the chat here. Yeah, that is a good question. How do you figure those books are satanic? Have you ever read Matthew 22 when Jesus was rebuking the Pharisees for not reading the scriptures? And then he started talking about marriage, that there's no marriage after the resurrection. That stuff is straight out of Enoch chapter 15. And he said, haven't you read? To the Sadducees. So, if you think about it, what were the Sadducees were misled about something, or they were misunderstood about something. They didn't believe something that if they read the book of Enoch, they would certainly believe. And Jesus told them that in so many words, but that's just, I guess you'd have to probably read that satanic book. I'm just kidding. It's not satanic. It's actually Peter and Jude. Like, their stuff's almost straight out of the book of Enoch. And I think that the book of Enoch's been around for a long time. Like, since the 7th from Adam started writing it. That's what I think. But yeah, I'm going to hop off of here because I was going to actually take care of a couple things. But I'm going to go over to Midnight Ride, I think is tonight. At, what time is it? At 10 or 10:30 or something? I don't even know. I like listening to those guys. But, yeah. Yep. That's it. That's all I got. So, yeah, I think, don't freak out about a virus that, unless you're believing a lie, because I think it's gonna come down to, I don't know this, but I believe that we're gonna see people that are like immune to it, that don't catch it. And it's probably gonna be a plague that plagues the whole world. And like maybe a third of the people that live on this world will die from it. I don't know. If it's referred to, you should probably check it out. Yeah. And it's quoted in the book of Jude. He quotes the book of Enoch word for word when he even says it's like Jude verse 14 and 15. That's in the first chapter of Enoch, in the first chapter of the first book of Enoch. Now, I will check out the video for sure, Major Ola. I will do that. So yeah, careful what you believe, because in these end times, it really does matter what you believe. That's about all I gotta say for now, and hopefully maybe I'll see you guys over at Midnight Ride on Now You See TV. Alright, have a good one.